Trump, by the way, wasted no time in weighing in on the DNC leaked email controversy on Saturday. He tweeted, "Leaked emails of DNC show plans to destroy Bernie Sanders, mock his heritage, and much more. Online from WikiLeaks, really vicious, rigged." And the WikiLeaks email released today was so bad to Sanders that it'll make it impossible for him to support her unless he is a fraud. If the Republican convention had blown up with the emails, resignation of boss and the beatdown of a big player, media would go wild. Trump also took aim at Debbie Wasserman Schultz's decision to resign as chairwoman of the DNC yesterday. He tweeted, "Today proves what I've always known, that Reince Priebus is the tough one and the smart one, not Debbie Wasserman Schultz." And he continued, "I always said that Debbie Wasserman Schultz was overrated." Okay, enough.
It keeps going on. We got it. We actually have a lot of news. And by the way,
Childish.
you know, this whole argument.
Trump tweets.
I know.
This whole argument
that
if this had happened to Republicans, the press would go wild. Guess what? The press is going wild.
We're going wild.
And by the way, we're using the entire first block on what is the
Well,
news.
it's the DNC
Also,
chair.
I've got to say, this stepped on. There were so many things that stepped on what Trump wanted people to talk about, but this stepped on
Tim Kaine.
the selection of Tim Kaine. Now, some people in here may disagree. I think Tim Kaine is about as good of a choice
He's awesome.
as Hillary Clinton could have made. This is a guy.
Puts me over the top.
This is a guy who fought as a civil rights lawyer. He went to Honduras fighting for civil rights. Worked with Jesuit priests.
Jesuit missionary.
He was a Jesuit missionary in Honduras. The guy's been DNC chair, and he did it right. He's been a senator. He's been a governor of a swing state. He's been a mayor. I'm telling you. And they're going to attempt to make Donald Trump look like irrational and crazy. Tim Kaine is the perfect device to do that. So I think it was a home run. I know a lot of progressives don't think so, but if you want to keep Donald Trump out of the White House, hard to find a better selection than that, Willie.
Yeah, well, I mean, progressives were always going to poke holes if it wasn't Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders.
Right.
That's who they want, and you see those protests out in the street already here. I understand that completely, but I think the argument that he's vanilla, which John Oliver kind of had fun with last night, papers over the fact that he has incredible credentials. Well, and he's also good with the press. He has all these things that make him a good antidote and a good leavening agent to Hillary Clinton.
I think it's the stylistic thing, right? They wanted vanilla for the contrast it creates with Trump. It's a roll of the dice in some respects because a lot of people said we want someone to put the shiv in, we want someone to attack him. Right. And what Clinton has decided is, in fact, the contrast with Trump is more important than the attack dog.
And by the way, he should not try to be an attack dog. He should be himself.
Yeah.
And the contrast will be pretty overwhelming, not just between himself and Trump, between himself and 90% of the people in Washington.
Three things that are true. One is, between him and Hillary Clinton, this is the most qualified ticket in terms of sheer resume that's ever run on either ticket in the history of the country. Just resume. The second thing is, Tim Kaine is a tough street fighter. He has never lost an election in all those ones he's won.
But also the sweetest guy.
Not lost one. Very nice guy, but also really tough politician. And the third was, I was down there in Miami for that event. The contrast between the body language and the chemistry between Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine and Donald Trump and Mike Pence could not be more dramatic. Those two
stay on stage when Pence
these two like each other. They're happy to be campaigning together. They're relaxed around each other. It's comfortable.
got a partner.
I don't think Donald Trump and Mike Pence may ever see each other again for the rest of this campaign. These two are going to be on a bus tour in the Rust Belt immediately after this convention. I think they're just going to look fantastic together.
We're going to talk more about this, but before we go to break, we have